All right, so the next one we're going to take a look at 29. On number 29, we've got a lot of things going on both sides of our equation. So there's going to be a lot of games kind of played as far as manipulating and trying to make these things look like each other. I'm going to work with the left side, and I'm going to suggest that we try to find a common denominator first. So on this side, we'll end up with a cosecant x times cosecant x again, so we'll have a cosecant squared x, minus, on this side we'll have our cosine x times a cosine x, so we end up with this cosine x squared, so we get our common denominator of cosine x cosecant x. From here, on the top half, we'll be able to actually recognize we have a couple things we can substitute. So the cosecant squared x, we can actually substitute in and call that a cotangent squared x plus 1. Okay, that's from one of our toolbox things. And then minus, we're going to minus this whole quantity. Cosine can be rewritten as 1 minus sine x, or sine squared x. And so now we have those rewritten. The reason I did that is because I know in the right side I'm trying to find things with cotangent and sine in it. So that's why I'm going to try to plug in stuff that helps me look like that right side. On the denominator here, we still got our cosine x and cosecant, which we can write as cosine x over 1 times 1 over sine x. That's going to help us in a bit here because that'll turn into what we want to see. So on the top, what we'll notice is we'll have a positive 1 minus 1, and then this is distributed there, so this becomes a positive as well. So we're going to end up with, on top, a cotangent squared plus a sine squared, and on the bottom we're going to end up with a cosine over sine, and cosine over sine is cotangent. So what we notice is with those couple simple substitutions we end up with what we're actually hoping for. That one's difficult because there was a lot of weird substitutions, and again, look for things you're trying to find on left and right sides and then see if you can actually and make it work. So number 39, let's take a look at that one next. 39, here I'm going to again suggest let's put everything into sine and cosine, see if things just start to work themselves out. So this is going to be cosine times cosine over sine plus sine over 1. So in this case, our common denominator we could find is going to be sine x. So I'm going to multiply this side by sine over sine. And so we'll end up with a cosine squared x when I distribute those two, okay, plus a sine squared x, when we do this part here, all over our new common denominator of sine x. And again, this is going to simplify into 1 over sine x, which happens to be cosecant, which is what we're looking for. Okay, so that one works out fairly simple for us. And then lastly, number 41. 41's a little bit complicated, and just for the sake to make sure I'm going to do this on a separate video and finish up with it.